welcome to another episode of Most Extreme Ranking Challenge. In this episode, we're going to be going back to the, 2001 to 2006 era of, essentially, we're going to go back to PS2, which is arguably has the greatest library of all gaming history. And today we're going to be testing to see if that is true, and just a lot more. I'm really excited for this one. I'm Tyler, your host, as always. With me, as always, as well, we have Anna.
Hi.
We have Lemar.
Top of the morning to you, mother.
Okay. And Matthew Johnson.
I'm so tired. Oh, God, I'm so tired.
In the first minute.
He just said mother. So, why
I
can't
did?
I say I'm so fucking tired? He just
No,
said
Lemar.
just said it.
So much censorship. But speaking of censorship, no,
Act
kidding.
like it's gonna be
That's
hard
the
to
worst
censor that.
segue I've
Man.
ever done. That was the dumbest segue. No, not speaking of censorship. We have an awesome guest. We have JeromyTV.
Hello, I am JeromyTV. I don't know if you want me to go into anything other than that, but that's who I am.
Whatever.
You have the internet. Use Google.
Whatever you want to do and say. And with that, we are today going to be ranking the top 5 PS2 games of all time. Again, this is ranked and regarded as the greatest library of video games, and it's so vast, and coming up with this list was very, very rough. We're going to be having a judge every single round, and we're going to have one challenge card each. So let's start off with our judges. For number 5, it'll be Jeromy. At number 4, Lemar. At number 3, Matthew. Number 2, Anna. And number 1, myself. It has been a hot minute since I was judged for number 1, so I'm really excited to do this and to ruin this just for everybody. And of course, the next episode we'll be doing the top 3 worst. But let's go on to the 5th best PS2 game of all time. Jeromy, you are the judge. Are you ready to judge us with our special picks?
I'm very judgmental, so I'm very ready to judge.
Perfect. Let's begin. Let's put the disc in and start with number 5. I'm keeping that. Alrighty. Does anybody want to go first, or do you guys want me to keep going? To keep rambling on.
Nigga, you already talking. Just keep going.
Okay.
Just keep going.
Jeromy.
Might as well.
Jeromy.
Yeah,
Jeromy.
Tyler.
I know what you guys are gonna say after I say the statement. There, you're gonna be like, "Well, what the fuck? Why is it number 5?" This has always been considered one of the greatest games of all time. Something that has been clamored for a remaster. We got one. It sucked. Buggy, horrible, terrible. But also the franchise has been absolutely horrendous. And there's a whole other thing about it. This horror game has stood the test of time. You still play this game. It is unbelievable. It is terrifying. It is iconic. I Silent Hill 2 is seriously an achievement. It is so perfect. Atmosphere, sound mixing, characters, it's everything. It this game is an amazing masterpiece that that has stood the test of time but did not stand a remake. And that is my pick for number 5. I know it might be a little low, but you have to understand, it's a masterpiece, but we have to go with nostalgia and play factor. And you played through Silent Hill once, maybe twice, and that was it. There's a lot of other games out there that you play on repeat and stuff like that, where I think that those type of games deserve to be a little bit higher up on this list. And that's just me. But yeah, Silent Hill 2 for number 5 as the 5th best PS2 game. Yeah, coming out swinging.
I keep flip-flopping with number 5.
You know what?
Okay.
Let's make it interesting.
I'll go.
Yo, wait, don't go, though. Don't go. Jeromy,
God.
choose who goes.
Lamar looks like he was
Yeah,
ready to say
goddamn it.
something. I
Here
got
it.
he goes, Lemar.
Lemar
Okay.
deserves
We're going to have the
Together.
judge choose the person to go from now on.
So,
Straight up.
Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah, just mix it
I
up.
don't mind that.
Anyway, I keep flip-flopping, but I think I'm going to finally sit down on this one. We don't get a lot of these games anymore because the heavy sim ones, the last one that came out was pretty much perfect. And then the cartoony ones, everyone just remembers this other version that came out on Nintendo. But there was this one game that was super fun. You just punch people, and it was fantastic. their main character was this brother with a giant afro, and it was the last bastion of like racist characters in boxing. Give it up for Ready to Rumble. Ready to Rumble was a fantastic game. It was so much fun. It was the beautiful mix between having to have a little bit of skill like a boxing game, and then just pure ridiculous. And especially they had Michael Buffer. That was, and you just like did breakdancing moves and knocked people directly out of the ring. I remember renting that shit from Blockbuster at least 4 times. That sentence makes me at least 30 years old, but it's very true.
That's
This is all
strange.
gonna
So
date us.
you picked a launch title too. That's bold and crazy.
It was,
Great
but
game.
it was good. It was good. That's when launch titles were like, "This is the game. We hope it works."
I love that game. I remember going to summer camp and playing that, and like sneaking and playing that game and getting in trouble.
I think there was one that was clearly Michael Jackson, but just slightly off. He was just slightly off. It was the last bastion of racist characters we were allowed to get away with, but I think it was fun. If they made a remake, I think people would be happy.
Ready to Rumble 2 was nowhere near as good as with like kind of like the comedy and everything.
No, but it wasn't like bad enough to take away from the franchise. Like Tumble 2 was still enjoyable.
Yeah.
Was it as good? No, but it wasn't like this is the waste of time like a lot of second edition of games are. But yeah, I'm gonna pull out with Ready to Rumble 2 with Ready to Rumble.
That's a good one.
As the 5th best because PlayStation had some hits, dog. Like they had some hits.
Yep. Oh man.
I'm gonna go with Anna.
Okay. Yay. All right. Ha, Matt. All right.
I'm tired. I don't care.
Going with chaos later, I guess.
Yeah. So I a basic B. And
If you ain't gonna say it, I'll say it. I'm not gonna call you that, but I'll say it out loud. So,
I'm a basic bitch.
yeah. So there it is. There it is.
No, for real.
That's
No,
right,
no.
nigga.
Okay. So, I'm gonna date myself, but all right. So
We all are right now.
I know, right? Okay, but okay. So this game, pretty much like one of the big things for it was the music, and kind of shaped my life. And also, I was really, really into this type of guy back in the day.
Oh,
But so
no.
Tony Hawk.
Oh.
Pro Skater 3. Okay. I was all into the Skater Boy. So I had to play this game.
That's a good choice. Good choice.
Thank you. Okay. Music. And, I couldn't really skateboard. The one time I tried, I fell and it was embarrassing in front of everyone. So I was like, okay, I'll play the game because I'm not going to hurt myself in the game. And then I can talk to the boys about it, Hey, guys. What's up? So yes, Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3 changed my life, shaped my music preferences, and just kind of made me more entertaining to the boys.
That game,
Back in the
The
day.
BMX series during that era was like losing its fucking mind because they had Tony Hawk's 1 through 3 were all great. I'm going to give you that shit hands down. But then like the BMX,
BMX.
Look,
not that one.
BMXXN was the best one.
No,
Okay.
but there was one that was like the
It
Tony
was.
Hawk of BMX. I forgot what was fucking called. Though.
But did it
Dave
have
Mirra.
a song?
Dave Mirra. There you go.
There was no BMX boy
Oh, yeah.
song. Okay, there was Skater Boy song. All right, so
I mean,
also,
I'm sure someone knew.
well, three was like iconic and like crazy. Like I remember, like at recess, and we would always talk
Right.
about it because it was the
Yeah.
first PS2 game with no loading screens. When you go to a different
Yeah.
area, it would just like it would just render out. It was a big deal in gaming, and everyone's like, "Oh my god, you hear that?" And like we talked about that. We had no idea what we were talking about, but it was a huge selling point.
That was a good pick. I hate
All
you.
right.
Yeah,
That was a good
that's
pick.
a great pick. All right, Matthew, what's the Lord of Chaos say?
This is hard because one, I'm tired as hell. God, y'all have no idea.
Matt, are
I'm
you tired? I
right
can't tell.
Yeah, I
Wow,
haven't heard that you were tired yet.
Y'all,
Yeah, I
you
didn't know you were-
know that you're tired, man. We,
my
we
God.
Okay, all y'all, hey, all
I'm
y'all,
so
shut
shocked.
the fuck up. Okay, all y'all, shut the fuck up. Okay,
You need a nap.
Jeremy.
You're
Yes, I do.
cranky.
Yes, I fucking
Are you? Are you?
Jeremy.
Yeah.
No, shut the fuck up. Jeremy, I gotta ask. Did
Okay.
you? I'm assuming you had a PlayStation 2
Yeah,
growing
obviously.
up.
Yeah.
Did you have a shit ton of games, or were you like limited because you were a broke ass nigga? Like,
I was very poor, but I did rotate games out pretty frequently.
okay,
So.
okay. I also assume you had Blockbuster and Hollywood Video as well too to rent these damn games and shit. So I'm hoping
Good old days.
Yeah,
because I'm debating because I have two that are my number 5, but I'm going by what people actually knew of back then. So
Okay.
even though, look, I'm just saying right now, shout outs to Katamari, just saying. But
Fair.
my number 5 choice was a game I played a lot when I was younger. I thought it was the dopest fucking game because not only was it something that I will never do, like go snowboarding and shit, but it gave an element to something that was so damn dope. A breakdancing element and a dope ass concept. Ssx Tricky was the dopest fucking game. When you played that game, not only was it a good snowboarding game and it had like various characters and shit, but would you hit tricky mode where you could just start doing outlandish shit, like the dude who did the worm on his board mid-air while spinning? That was the dopest shit.
That's a
like,
great game.
There was a dude that was just on there that's doing windmills like nothing on a board, which is physically impossible. But you know what? They made it work in that game. And it was so fucking good.
Not meaning to help you, but one of my favorite memories is that when G4 was a really good channel on cable, they played like the world record holder of Tricky, and this motherfucker did like 15 flips in 5 seconds straight down a mountain, and it was beautiful. Oh my god,
so good.
Tricky,
it's so
you.
good.
Yeah,
dude, it's so like that. Like between Katamari and Tricky, those were my top 5. Like I love those games a lot, but Katamari was a game that not a lot of people knew about, and unless you like knew about the community or you got exposed to more of like weeb shit, no one knew about it. So Ssx Tricky was my best thing that I talked about with my friends when I had friends, and it was great. So I love the fuck out that game. I'm just saying.
I don't know why, but like when I was younger, none of us cared about like in my area and stuff like that. I guess we never really cared about SSX. Like we played Ready to Rumble was a huge one, but there was another one that I it's not on my list, but it is one of my honorable mentions. But like it was always about those two games that came out because SSX was also that was also a launch title too. And so
it was. That's what made it good.
Don't say it because I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait to see. I want to see what your reaction is with the other game. But like, like SSX was good, but for some reason, it's a great game. But for some reason, it wasn't like loved. I guess in Texas, where it just doesn't really, or in Central Texas,
there's
where
no
it just
snowboarding
snow.
in Texas.
I will say.
It also had a Run DMC soundtrack, and that one probably wasn't the best in Texas.
Also it didn't really help.
Well, what I will say, just to add, I know Jeremy's also from the South, but where I'm from, we knew of SSX Tricky, but it wasn't the big game. We were over at the Raid Rumble and the more simulations, as you would call the Tony Hawk.
I think it was that made me more of a Cali thing because of the fact that we technically had Big Bear.
Yeah.
So like, even though I've never been snowboarding is a thing here in the West, at least. You know, so that says a lot.
Snowboarding on the
Appalachians because she was down in San Diego, but like,
snowboarding in the Appalachians, I feel you die.
There was like, if you went closer up to the northern part of Georgia, you could snowboard.
Okay, cool.
So Silent Hill 2, a really solid choice. When I was looking at my list for myself, I was like, I don't want any sequels. But Silent Hill 2 is probably one of those, like, it was a solid sequel. I will never forgive it for the random cat noises and the random baby noises, because that messed me up. It's a good choice, but I don't think I would consider it in the top 5.
Wow.
So I'm gonna say Silent Hill, great choice as a sequel, but not as strong. Then for Lemar with Ready to Rumble, such a good choice because I think PlayStation 2 also had those weird genre sports games, and they did that like NBA Street. You had games
NFL Blitz,
NFL Blitz. You had weird sports games that people who did not care about sports loved because they were ridiculous and over the top. So I was ready to go with Ready to Rumble.
I know.
But I
I
think
know.
I'm gonna have to pass
Yeah.
just for this list.
Perfectly
Oh
fine.
man. Oh no.
Pull out Tony
This is-
Hawk and
Yo,
Tricky.
yeah,
Go
we're
fuck
bringing
yourself.
this up real high right now.
And then Anna, oh man, Tony Hawk was definitely going for my list, and I was not a skater. I was in the same boat where I was not a skater, but I wanted to be because I watched things like Jackass and Bam Margera, and it just did not happen for me because I was 6'2" at 13, and
Oh,
we don't
God.
we have
Damn.
we have
Damn.
balance
Jesus.
issues. I'm
You're
too
gangly as fuck, my dog.
I'm too tough for balance on a little board. But I remember, I want to say for sure this was the one with Spider-Man in it. And they really pushed the licensing with the last Tony Hawk game, and so definitely up there for me. But I'm actually gonna go with SSX Tricky.
Wow.
Yeah,
Damn
that's
it.
a good.
So-
Yeah,
solid.
yeah, it's a
So
good.
here's the
solid
thing.
choice. Solid choice.
This is gonna be very, very interesting.
I made my
I'm
list.
mad at it. I just hate it.
So I made my list before I was like made judge of number 5. Literally looking at it right now, my number 5 is SSX Tricky.
Damn
Yeah.
right.
Look at
Damn
that.
right.
Okay,
It's a good
okay,
game.
okay.
Don't need to get
I
higher.
can tell you that if you had picked Katamari, I would not have picked it.
That's why I
would
wasn't
have-
sure. That exactly.
So here's
I
the
know
thing.
you were weak.
Here's the
I
thing
know
about
you were weak.
SSX
What?
Tricky, and the reason I picked SSX Tricky is because just like with Ready to Rumble, it was a unique experience sports game
Yeah.
that had an amazing soundtrack. You could pick it up and play it. It was insanely over the top at the time. The graphics were ridiculous, and it was just it's something that SSX as a series has not been able to redo. Every SSX game that has come out after Tricky has just been bad because it wasn't Tricky. Even their remake of Tricky or their
Yeah.
Tricky
Oh, that didn't
version,
land right at
that's
all.
not
That
as-
one.
yeah,
Yeah.
it
Clever,
was.
but yeah, it was
There,
rough.
there was something magical about that era of PlayStation 2 and those really unique sports games. Like I've never been a big sports fan, but I was like, and I grew up in Georgia. We got 6 inches of snow, and then that was the apocalypse. So
Right.
I was loving that game. Such a yeah, and that was my number 5. So I'm gonna give it to Matt.
That's legit.
Yeah.
Hell
I'm
yeah.
surprised that
I'm
was.
not
There it
even
is.
mad at
Not
it.
mad,
That's why
not
I'm
mad.
mad. I'm not. As soon as you both said Tony Hawk and goddamn Tricky, I'm like, I lost, and I should have.
I mean, until I would have put Ready to Rumble before
Yeah, Red Rumble was really good.
before Tony Hawk, because
Damn.
I wanted that representation of those really weird sports games we got that was just a
Wait till we do
PS2
Yeah,
thing.
I love how it was like all like
Again.
I love how it was like all sports outside games and then Silent Hill
Yeah.
2.
Yeah.
Which is funny because of the fact this goes into what Lemar said about like if it's PS2 exclusives, because Ready to Rumble was originally on the Nintendo
Dreamcast.
64.
Dreamcast.
It was a Dreamcast
No.
game too.
It
Oh,
was
wait.
a Dreamcast as well too.
It was on
a 64,
N64?
The Dreamcast.
No
yeah.
shit. Oh
Mhm.
wow. Wow.
It played differently. That was back
It
when
played
like
rough, but
it played rough, but it was there.
it played rough, but no, it was on there too. It was
That was
wild.
back then when
Oh
playing
my
games
God.
on different systems
Yeah.
was hard.
That's what makes it interesting because they just ported the game over, which is really good. So
Yeah.
that says a lot.
It is tradition that the judge of the previous round goes first. Would you like to go first?
Oh yeah,
All right.
I want
After that.
to do this before somebody else takes it.
Okay.
Yeah, you fucking
All
better
right.
because I swear to God, if we got the same list.
Look,
Man.
Yeah, you guys
me-
do.
me and you, Matt, we're like this. This is
Yeah.
why this is why it works. This is why it works.
Yeah.
Oh
That's
shit.
gonna be terrible.
Go for it. I already know what I'm going to say, but
I
I
love
need to
this
see.
romance.
I hope
need
it's not
to see.
mine.
I
I hope it's
hope
not
I'm
mine.
stealing
It's
this.
not, I'm not
I hope-
mine. You guys are not
I
gonna
hope
like
legit
this.
we all are in sync right now because Lamar's the judge. I
No,
hope.
I don't
No.
I don't think
So-
I don't think mine would be on your list.
I
At
don't
all.
think Tyler's is going to match anything. But let's,
The beginning
what you
of my
got, dude?
downfall.
Lamar,
Yeah.
one of the probably most underrated, but probably one of the greatest fighting games
Oh,
of all time. That's right, Matt. That's right, Matt. With one of the best casts of characters, including their voice acting, including their performances, it has to be Def Jam Fight for New York. It has to be.
God.
Yes.
Oh my God.
It has to be Def Jam Fight for New York. Because here's the thing.
one.
You got to
Very
create your own character. You got to choose your own adventure and story. You could customize your style, your fighting style, your special move, and you got to fight alongside Snoop Dogg, all of the Def Jam crew, and for some reason, Danny Trejo.
Let me explain something to you. We've done this a lot. This is year 2. We've never came out this swinging this fast.
Yeah.
You went straight for the fences. Oh my God! All right.
It is my number 4 pick
so funny.
because it is
Already lost.
It is something that we cannot remake at this point.
man.
There's no way to remake that magic.
They'll
There
never
half
do
of the
it.
people we can't because half of them are dead, unfortunately. So
That's too much beef. They've
There
talked
was-
about it. It's too much beef.
Such a magical lightning in a bottle game.
They did
And-
twice. They did
and-
twice.
Yeah, and the gameplay was amazing. The customization for your character, amazing. The choose your own adventure. When you get betrayed by your love interest, like all of those big iconic moments when you throw Danny Trejo into the train tracks, like just so good. And it's something we cannot recreate. It's something that you had to be there for. So
the
the
finishers
were amazing.
Oh man.
The customization you could have in the combat was just unlike anything else of the time. One of the most iconic fighting games that we will never get back. Def Jam Fight for New York.
Whew. Okay. Who wants to go next? I would like to not go. I don't want to go
Lemar
next.
chooses.
Fucking Matt, go.
Fuck. Okay, so cards on the table. That was my number 4. Like
knew it.
that was my number 4, but because
man.
I would like to add, as always, chaos. Yay. I have a number 4 that I played the hell out of. The 80s was a thing. The 80s were a thing. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Like I said, there's so many damn good games. And when they did the small remake on the PSP, that was one of my favorite things as well too. But the soundtrack alone was amazing. I love the fuck out of this game. Grand Theft Auto Vice City was the game for the PlayStation 2. No, here's the best thing about this. I think every single one of our games that we're all going to say are just heavy hitters. So we're just going out the gate at the beginning because there's so many good fucking games.
I'm going to tell you, but my list is fucked. I might get bodied.
Okay.
I don't have game changers after this.
Right.
Okay, right number 4 is not a game changer.
I was going to pull the black card with Def Jam as well too. I was, but since Jeremy is from the South, I'll give it to him. But Grand Theft Auto Vice Cities was the game that everyone played. It honestly, that game got me into 80s music for a good amount of time. Like legit. Like I listened to all of it and just playing the game and then going across the bridge to the other city when you have to take over the territories and shit. Like there's so many other Grand Theft Auto games that are amazing, but this was the bar for the longest time. And it was so fucking good.
I don't know. I like it, but it's definitely.
You sure? Because your reaction earlier when I said it was a little bit different
like
than how you
he's
say it now.
No, because I know because I know I'm gonna lose. But
Lamar hates me,
but I don't know. There's another GTA that I honestly think.
You're not wrong. But that's why this is number 4.
I don't want 2 GTAs on this list because it's just too easy.
You won't know. It is too easy. But at the same time, it's still
Lemar,
a good
who do you want to go next?
Thank you for ruining that.
Alan never gets to go last, so let's go with Anna. Anna, what you got?
Damn. Okay. Oh, I'm like doing
Everyone's
some movement
changing their
around.
list real quick.
Everyone's changing their list.
I came up with an actual 5, and you fuckers came up with 3 1s.
Yeah, I just changed my list too. I was like, nope.
Jeremy fucked me up. I hate that we have the 2 of the same already. Like I hate
You know what?
Okay.
You know what? No.
Enough with your bromance.
I'm not going to change my list.
Everyone,
Actually,
shut up. Anna has something to say.
I have something to say. All right. So I don't normally like this genre of games. I don't. But for some reason, during the PlayStation 2 era, I loved to play them and also just watch people play them because sometimes I don't like to do all the work. So, number 4, Resident Evil 4. Boom.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. That one,
Very
it
good
scared the crap out of me. And then, because the villagers would speak Spanish. So, it stuck in my head more. And then I would just repeat it in my head at night. Oh my God. But good survival, good horror game.
Great atmosphere.
The gameplay, it just like the tension was always there. And oh my God. So I personally played this one. But after a certain point, I had to just stop and watch my friends play it because I couldn't handle it. But in number 4, Resident Evil 4. I leave it here for you guys. I don't have a game-changing, amazing game. I just have a horror-filled game for you. So.
That game changed the entire franchise. Like they were just they shuffled hard. I do not like that franchise.
I think it's a good pick, but a lot of people go back and look at Resident Evil 4, and when you replay it, you realize it's just escort mission the game.
Yeah,
is part of the biggest issue with it. But you're right. It's like there's some big moments, and they're remaking it for a reason.
Yeah.
Like
Over
it is
and
getting
over
a.
and over.
You should have considered keep that in for your point. Is it's getting a remake because it's considered one of the best Resident Evil games.
Okay,
And I've actually played it.
Yeah.
If you know anything about me, I don't like horror games, so I've actually played RE4.
To this day, I don't like opening doors.
Okay.
So, just like
No, fuck no.
all right, okay,
All right, Tyler.
okay. Listen, man. Okay, because I have a lot of mixed feelings about this game, and I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna bash real quick. I don't think a GTA. I do not think we should have 2 GTA games. Def Jam Fight is amazing, fantastic game.
Yeah.
Resident Evil 4 is a monumental game. This game deserves this spot and is absolutely monumental. Has been remade so many 3 times now. It is now on PC. It has kickstarted an entire huge franchise, and when you walk away, you don't hear me say, "Please, oh baby," it's Kingdom Hearts. Kingdom Hearts is the absolute 4th best PS2 game, one of the best selling games. It finally brought 2 worlds that we never thought would see together. It is a strong game. I beat it. I have literally beat it 19 times. I have an ungodly amount of Kingdom Hearts memorabilia. It deserves to be on this list, but I do not think I do not think it should be higher. It is still
confused, right?
It is a confusing game. It is still a flawed. It is still a lot of flaws to it, but it was
number 4.
Yes, 1000%. I think that there are absolutely 3 other games that I think are better.
First thing, Matt and Jeremy, both of you need to shut the fuck up. Coming out with the fences on like number 4. Yes.
Right. No, the only reason I'm saying number 4 is because of the fact that everyone that watches this show knows Tyler knows Kingdom Hearts like the back of his hand. This individual can literally talk about Kingdom Hearts for 3 hours straight and not skip a beat. And he's putting it out. For what?
Absolutely.
So what his other 3 are.
So here's the thing. Gameplay was really rough even back then. It is very confusing, and I'm not gonna lie, just like the Matrix franchise, the sequels really killed it. And when you go back and play it, yes, it's still fun, but you'll never get that magic back after in my opinion, Kingdom Hearts 3, Chain of Memories, like that game has been tainted. And that's the thing. And they perfected it with 1.5, where the gameplay is finally a lot smoother, better. It's a great game. There's still a lot wrong with it, and it's also been tainted by a lot of, like me. That was my favorite franchise for the longest time. I absolutely love that franchise. Now, I have zero interest in ever playing another Kingdom Hearts game after Kingdom Hearts 3. I am not excited for 4. It's just Nomura fucked us, and I just, yeah.
Well, Lemar, you have the hardest option.
Surprised.
I'm a little surprised. Like, legit, I'm surprised with that. Like, legit.
We busted a load so fast, my dogs. Like,
no, but that's the thing. I think it's gonna be load after load after load because PlayStation 2 games have bangers after bangers after bangers, dog.
So this is what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna keep to the list I have, knowing that I'm not gonna win pretty much from here. So let me go through this right now, and let me tell you, you all deserve to be on this list. I can't even bash any of you. Kingdom Hearts, the only reason I'm not voting for Kingdom Hearts is because I don't like those type of games. And I've never played Kingdom Hearts, and all I hear is these, it's great, but you sound like cat owners in Stockholm Syndrome. It sounds like you're in an abusive relationship that you can't get away from. And also, because I just typically don't like these type of games, for me to vote for it, to put it above the other two, that would be disingenuous. So Kingdom Hearts will not get number 4. If it makes higher, I would not blame you. The next one that's going to be on the list is going to be Vice City. I'm going to knock out Vice City. Simply because Vice City started it, but it's a hard play now.
Yeah.
It is hard to play Vice City right now. It's clunky. San Andreas was better. As far as the PS2 era, San Andreas was way better.
No, obviously, but I'm talking about, like, have you played Vice City recently? Like,
it's a rough going back to it. It doesn't port well to shit. Like, have you played Vice City?
You're not comparing it to now. You're talking about
back then. I 100% respect. 100% respect.
That logic doesn't make sense. You know that,
100%
right?
respect.
His logic doesn't make sense about Kingdom Hearts because I have voted and I have, as a judge, have chosen stuff that I didn't know barely anything about. I just knew about.
I just don't like those type of games, though. Like, I just don't like those type of games. But anyway, Vice City is a very good GTA. There's better ones on there, and if you want to put a GTA on this list, there's a better one in my opinion. So bring it between Def Jam Fight for New York and RE4. The winner of this is purely because it has not been remade, and it is purely locked into our memory.
Because we know why.
We know why.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. We know why, and I'm fine with this.
I'm so sorry.
Okay.
I'm so sorry. All of you are great. You can put in your challenge card. I don't give a fuck. You're going to lose to Def Jam Fight for New York because it was not only, as if you're a hip hop fan, it was fucking amazing to see that shit. Especially like Snoop Dogg Snoop Dogg did voiceovers for a game? That was fantastic.
Yeah, he was in Starsky and Hutch.
Interesting enough.
He was the big villain. He was the big villain.
Yeah. And also, like,
they had everybody.
The finishers were amazing, my dogs. It was 15 nut shots, but how you got to the nut shot was amazing. And then the second one, which I think was 3, not 2, maybe I might be wrong on that one, had Bone Crusher, who, as a fat kid in the South, he was an icon for me.
Same as Bubba Sparks as well too.
Bubba Sparks. Oh,
damn!
Like, this is seriously, like, for the Negroes out there, y'all understand, and we all understand why Lemar chose this.
Matt, is there any possible way that I could get your vote for Kingdom Hearts if I throw in my card?
For Chaos, sure.
Tyler, this is what I'm saying.
You're going to vote against Def Jam for
1000%.
For Chaos? Oh, hell yeah, in a heartbeat.
Great,
I love Chaos.
Great game. Maybe 6.
None of these are bad games.
Maybe 6
None
or 7.
None of these are bad games. But I have a visceral reaction when I heard Def Jam Fight for New York.
I know. I know. You did. And I mean, like, okay, I'm going to throw in my card. I know. I'm throwing in my card. Here's the thing.
I don't think you can win this one.
Here's the thing. Kingdom Hearts, I'm sorry. We all know Kingdom Hearts 1 is not going to make it, or even 2, I think, higher up on this list. If we're coming out swinging like this, I understand that, like, this is a great, Def Jam is a great game, but it hasn't stood the test of time. Have you guys even played it in the last 5 years, 10 years, maybe 15 years? No. Nope. So you have no idea how it stacks up. But and I understand that, Lemar, you never played Kingdom Hearts, but you know so many people who, I mean, it is still message boards. I mean, KH Insider is still around, and they're like, this game and this franchise is alive and well. I mean, I don't like what it is, but Kingdom Hearts 1 has been remade and has crashed records.
I understand, but you guys have to stop having Stockholm Syndrome about it.
The same with fucking Def Jam. If you really think about it, like we haven't had a single Def Jam or anything whatsoever since then. And to be honest, half these people are done and retired and don't make music or do anything else now. Hell, I'm surprised if Def Jam is still a fucking label company. Because
in your own words, we are thinking about the game during the PS2 era.
Then you should definitely not exclude my game or anybody else's game if that's the case.
I did not exclude. I just said this was better, in my opinion.
But Kingdom Hearts,
I started off by saying you all deserve to be on this list. I did start that shit. Now, this is what I'm saying. Fucking 13, 12-year-old Lemar, when I went to Blockbuster, or if I had to spend the $40, Jesus, I think that's how much again was. God, when I had that choice between Kingdom Hearts or Def Jam Fight for New York, my ass lit up to fight Snoop Dogg.
And you're not wrong, and I get that. As people of color, and especially Jeremy being from the South as well too, I get it.
Yeah.
But from a different perspective, Tyler, maybe even Anna, and hell, even my ass being grown up on the West Coast, that game wasn't as an influence as Kingdom Hearts. Yep. People knew Disney. People knew the shit out of Disney. And because of the fact that Kingdom Hearts 1 had fucking Sephiroth, it was the 1 or 2. Yeah. That was also influenced because during that time, Final Fantasy was coming up and being well known amongst the community. Because we all know,
Final Fantasy 10 smashed records.
Here's the thing, though.
Kingdom Hearts smashed records.
I think Kingdom Hearts should be higher. Is the big thing for me.
We say that all the time.
We do this a lot.
I'm not giving spoilers on my list, but I had it on my list and it was not number 4.
Tyler.
But we say
it is
all the time.
The thing about the remake thing is that's what made Def Jam so good. Is it was lightning in a bottle. You can't do it again.
I mean,
you can only do it once.
Kingdom Hearts 1 was as well for the longest time, but we just
you can remake it. You can replay it. You can
Hear me out.
I mean, like 4 different versions.
It's
like
still,
it's had so much.
Nobody talks about it anymore. Like nobody.
Here's the thing, Tyler. If you believe Kingdom Hearts is truly that influential, you should have no problem putting it higher.
But it's not on my list, and I have other things that I think are better, and I think that there are other games that are better than Kingdom Hearts 1, because again,
I'm really curious to see your list because, no spoilers, but I had Kingdom Hearts on my list, and it was definitely not number 4.
I say we got towards a vote. I'm obviously staying with my
I didn't even play Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah, but did you play Def Jam as well, too?
I would have played that over Kingdom Hearts, actually.
Yeah, but you at least know about Disney, though.
Yes, again. What do you think is the 4th best PS2 game, though?
But so PS2, I mean, I feel that Def Jam should be number 4 if I were to choose, just because Kingdom Hearts should be higher. I'm sorry, like I never played the game, but
it is not going to make this list. It is not
my
going to make this list.
entire friend group, they all talk about it every single day, and I'm just like la 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 la. But that's why about Kingdom Hearts. That's why I'm like, I think it should be
about Def Jam. So
I mean, I'm gonna bring it up
with different people, maybe.
Can we take an official vote?
Let's take an official vote.
No, I mean, I think that Jeremy's not going to change. Lemar, you're not going to change. So it's 3-2.
I'll go with Def Jam.
Okay, so then it's a 3-2. So it didn't get overturned.
Okay,
but I like chaos, but either way, I still won because I was the shit of Def Jam.
Man, I cannot wait for Kingdom Hearts to not make this list.
You know what? Let's see what happens.
Should be higher.
Who's number 3, by the way?
Matthew Johnson is the 3rd judge for number 3. Lemar, you were judged last. You get to go first.
You know what? I'm gonna
Wow.
stick to my guns. I'm gonna stick to the
Wow.
guns. Will this win? No. But
Yeah.
for people like me, this was one of the most influential games of the time. It rode from early high school all the way up to college. We've had iteration after iteration, time after time, and if you can't play an instrument, you can play this fucking game. Rock Band. Rock Band was fucking amazing.
That
I
old?
loved it so much. I don't give a damn if it won't win. It has to be said because Rock Band 2, everyone loved playing that fucking game. At least all my friends did. And we would bring that shit to people's houses for parties. I remember driving 30 minutes back home to grab my set, bring it back, and just play with those loud ass plastic machines.
Yeah.
I would play that shit by myself in the corner of my bed for hours. I did the endless set list. I got gold on it, which means I didn't take a piss and I passed all of them.
Dude, I was
That's how-
I was in choir at the time, and holy crap, was that like?
Yep. I skipped college. I skipped college a lot.
You
Now-
should give there's credit there because Rock Band is iconic and it launched a whole series. So like you started off with this isn't going to win, but
It's great.
a good game. So
It's a very good game. I don't think it's going to have such a visceral reaction because it did last too long and it faded out of people's like love, but it literally gave me friends, changed my life. The very first bar I went to in LA had a Rock Band night.
Nice.
And I can say like my friends from that bar and that Rock Band has a direct tie to how I got here today. I can tell you that hands down.
Nice.
the first time I saw you, Lemar, was on a Rock Band stage at E3.
Yep.
Boom.
That's true. That's actually the first time I met and saw Lemar was, and then we became friends at karaoke much later. But the first time I officially saw him was at E3 on a Rock Band stage.
And I went to the Rock Band after party for that E3 too.
What year was that?
17? 16, 17.
Okay.
Oh, older than I'd like to admit.
Yeah, because I went like, I don't know, 2010, but that was a long time ago.
Oh yeah, no,
Anyway.
yeah. But
Matt.
anyway, Rock Band. That's what I'm gonna say. Yes, there are better games, but I think as far as it was a longer lasting Pokemon Go in my opinion, and that's what's in my heart.
Matt,
So.
I have pure chaos. I'm just letting you know. So that's my pick. It's
Jeremy, go.
Okay. So I'm hoping we can keep our bromance alive. I don't know if this is on your list, but I feel like it would be something you enjoyed.
Mhm.
And we couldn't do a top 5 list without at least mentioning it. And again, you talked about it earlier when we talked about Kingdom Hearts. It was coming up at this time. It was iconic at this time. I'm going with Final Fantasy X.
Fair.
So the reason 10 and the reason why Final Fantasy X is because it had, to me, one of the most unique endings to a video game series. If you have not played it, spoiler alert, they Bruce Willis you. He was dead the whole time. And the ending was one of the saddest endings. And look, I'm 6'2", bearded. I'm a man. I put down my controller and I cried when I saw that ending. And it wasn't just me. That ending had such a response that people took off work in Japan to recover from playing the game.
In Japan?
In
Damn.
Japan,
Damn.
they took off work.
Legit.
The
man.
only reason X2 exists is because the ending of X was so strong that it had such a reaction that they were like, we can't
something
afford
else.
all of this
You have
therapy
to do
for these
something else.
people.
Yeah.
We have to do something.
Yeah.
It gave us Blitzball. It gave us iconic characters from Jet, Auron, things that showed up in Kingdom Hearts.
Auron was cool.
It was such a big series, and it has to be, for me, 10. It has to be in my top 3 because it was one of the biggest moments in gaming for me. Up there with like the first time I played Metal Gear Solid. And it was also like Blitzball. It was the unique characters. Every character on that team for Final Fantasy X was unique and interesting and you actually cared about. You can't say that about every Final Fantasy game. I'm sorry, Final Fantasy 15 with your boy band.
God,
Final Fantasy 10 did it better than games who had come before it, and they have not been able to make a good Final Fantasy game on the level of 10 since.
Okay.
Jeremy came to fight.
Yeah,
Jeremy came for fights.
I have opinions on that, but okay.
And it's been
Tyler.
second like twice. Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
Go, Tyler.
Okay. Matthew. I chose Kingdom Hearts in the last round, and I fully believe that it should be at 4. This one, I wholeheartedly think it should be at 3. It is not a very widely loved game, but what this game taught people, especially back then, one thing, it showed people a new franchise that's been around for a long time. It was a game that taught patience, it taught consequences, absolute chaos. This was a long game. I don't think it's what you think it is. I think but I do think you know that this is also one of my favorite franchises, and the sequel that came out 10 years later is one of the greatest games of all time as well. But the special thing about this PS2 game is that you also got a CD with the music on it, and the music is bumping. The relationships with these people that you're trying to solve this murder going through TVs is an amazing experience. And it's a type of gameplay and a type of story that was so new to so many audience and so many other people. Like, I understand my pick is Persona 4. Persona
The
1
moment I already knew that when he said the CD, I was like, I've already locked it.
Persona 1 through 3 were cool, or 2 and 3 are always highly regarded, especially 3, but 4 is where it was like it was fun. But this is a game this is a game that's 100 hours plus just for you to play through this game, and you missed half the crap, so you have to play it again, and you still loved it, and it's being ported down to PC because of so much clamor and so much love with this game. It is honestly one of these games I think it really was a masterpiece for PS2. It really, everything looked amazing. It was just one of those games that came out in the later to the life where they finally had full force of how to utilize the graphics cards, everything. It is a gorgeous game, amazing soundtrack, but the thing is that it really brought a lot of people to these Japanese games that were like this, and it had a huge audience and for years we clamored for a sequel because all the games are not connected at all. They're just one-offs. And so we got Persona 5 and it was brilliant, but everybody was like, but where's my Persona 4? I want to replay Persona 4. You have the Vita where they even gave you an extra character and more story, which is unbelievable. But Persona 4,
no one played that. No one played.
I do. I have it.
You're one of 3 people in America that have a Vita, which is mind blowing.
I love my Vita. The Vita's amazing.
It's playing Gravity
I
Rush.
heard it was good.
No, Gravity Rush though.
But
that shit.
I wanted to go full chaos, but also like it genuinely is just an absolute masterpiece. And
solid.
Good pick. I'm not mad at it.
Solid pick. Now, Anna, I left you for last, but before you say your choice, I just want to throw this off here just for also chaos. All you have to say is Katamari, and I can guarantee you'll win this. I'm just letting you know that. All you have to say is Katamari Damacy, and I can guarantee you a victory right the fuck now. I'm just letting you know that. If you want to, cool. If not, you can say your choice. But all I'm saying, you say what I just said, you can guarantee a victory.
Don't do it, Anna. I have chaos for later for that.
Yeah,
throwing that out there.
Don't let no man tell you what to do.
Yeah.
Look, I appreciate the offer. I do. But I want to say my choice.
Okay. All right. Then please give me your
Katamari.
Women's rights, Matt. Women's rights.
After all we've been through this week.
Yo, on the real, government's fucking up, so what's the difference if I say something? Shit, you know what I'm saying?
Women's rights and women's wrongs. Let's go.
Yeah, exactly. My body, my rules.
All of you are fired.
As a judge, though, I'm just saying it's my choice.
It is your choice. You're right. And I'm you guys all had really good choices, and then I come in with my choice. And
What's yours?
All right, here we go. I'm just gonna go out and say it. So, I like a lot of puzzle games. I like the platforming games, all that fun stuff. So, this one, I became obsessed with this franchise for a short while. And this game kind of just, I played it nonstop. Prince of Persia, Prince of Persia, Sands of Time.
I love. That's a good choice, Anna. That's such a fucking choice.
I was into the story. Oh my god,
that is a fire pick.
I wanted to rage quit.
Why were you acting all shy about your fucking list? These are good
because
picks.
You guys come in with really good picks, and I'm just like, Prince of Persia.
Yours is a good pick. No, yours is a good pick, though.
We approve.
That's a solid choice.
We approve of this message.
Yay. No, but seriously, this game, I became obsessed with the lore, everything. I think this was like my gateway drug into like what later would come in the Xbox 360 era. But this just kind of took over my life, where I would play it for 8 hours straight. And, it was a beautiful game. It was well balanced. The platforming, it was action heavy. It just everything about it. It was everything that I wanted in a game at that time that I didn't know I wanted. And I'm a basic bitch, basic bro, whatever. But it checked
good
off
pick.
every box.
That's not basic. So. No, that's a good.
That's pretty
choice,
good.
man.
You know, the only problem with Prince of Persia is that last entry. That last entry fucked up their fucking trajectory of being like a fantastic overall untouchable franchise, because that last one really, someone was like, we should shake the entire game up, and like
with the
Dark Prince.
I think so. Like, you will never die in this escort mission. Like, oh god.
What about that award-winning that mediocre movie though with Jake Gyllenhaal?
Oh
we don't
god.
Talk about that. We don't talk about that.
I tried rewatching that. I was like, what the.
As an Assassin's Creed fan, I don't watch video game movies anymore.
I know. Don't bring that up because it hurts.
Ben Kingsley was fantastic in.
He's great in everything.
That's true. That is true.
It is Ben Kingsley.
Come on, Shang-Chi.
All right, Matthew. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off.
That's it. I'm done. I'm out.
I love this. This is so good. These are so good picks, actually. I'm gonna be real with you. Only 2 of them are actually good picks in my opinion. The other 2 I don't give a single fuck about. And I will say this, and I'll tell you the order right now. Easy right now. Rock Band, fuck no.
I know.
Only reason, because 1, I played Guitar Hero, and 2, I was really into DJ Hero when it came out for the PlayStation 2, because that was my element. I didn't give a single fuck about a guitar. DJ Hero 2 was my shit, especially
with the PS2.
Yeah, that was PS2.
Yeah,
that was
DJ
PS2.
Hero was towards the end, and it
was
the
last of it.
It was the last of it, and it really was
one of the most underrated.
100%. When they fucking did a collab with Daft Punk, I was like, sold the fucking that's that shit. I was sold. Like and DJ Hero 2 was even damn good as well too when they dropped it for the Wii. I just wish they continued it and they did more of it.
Yeah,
you know.
I remember it being on the Wii. That's okay. That's where I unlocked it. I was like,
Wii.
Yep.
Yeah, that was the one. Like that was the one with Deadmau5 and like David Guetta and all that stuff.
My only issue with DJ Hero 2 was I couldn't separate it from frequency, so my brain couldn't play.
I get it, but like the mixes of the songs that they did,
100% full respect and respect for number 4. I get it. My pick is not like the greatest game of all time.
Like, yeah,
but like I had to say it. But
that's understandable. I get that.
Yup.
Okay,
Jeremy, I understand the influence of Final Fantasy X. I truly do. I as someone who has now played it, I understand. But my whole life, I can tell you this right now, my whole life, I don't give a fuck about Final Fantasy. I hate JRPGs. I truly do. The only Final Fantasy game that I actually enjoyed was Dissidia, because it didn't feel like a JRPG, and that was a good game for me, and that was for the PSP.
Can I say something so we can have a little fight here?
No,
if you pick Persona, you're just picking the copy of Final Fantasy.
Very different.
Here's the thing, though. Here's the thing.
Almost the exact same genre, combat style, and
what?
The only thing they added for Persona was the unique trigger system. They took a lot of their stuff from Final Fantasy.
Like I said,
and they're not shy about that. They admit that.
Yeah.
No, you're not wrong, but at the same time, you're still wrong. So now it leads to Prince of Persia and Persona 4. Now, this is hard because I didn't expect Anna to give me Prince of Persia.
Makes sense.
To be honest, both options are really good, and y'all should be both proud that y'all made it this far. And I'm only saying this, and you got lucky, because even though I don't like JRPGs, I had the Persona 4 soundtrack while I was in high school growing up, because the music was so fucking good. I didn't play Persona 4 until later in life. I played Prince of Persia. That shit was so good.
Yeah.
But I also got very frustrated as a young person who was dumb as hell and not good with puzzles. So
I love dick kicking.
So, Anna, I love your choice. And to be honest, if you threw in your card right now, I wouldn't blame you. But I'm going with Persona 4.
I just feel like Persona 4 was it was one of those weird things where it was more of an experience in a game, and that's something that it's kind of like The Last of Us, where it was like the story, you didn't really give a crap about the gameplay. Like, I hated fighting people. I mean, didn't hate it. I like this. I love the animations and stuff like that. But I was like, really? More story. I was like 100 hours, 110 hours of story. That's it. Like, it was like, well, it was a weird thing. We were like, it was only 110 hours long. Damn it. Like, and then it's crazy.
Are we picking the game or the soundtrack?
Hey, look,
they hand in hand, disconnect.
No, they hand in hand.
As soon as you said soundtrack, I'm like, I went back to one of our old contents when we did the best video game soundtracks, and knew episode. Matt was gonna jump onto that shit like fucking white on rice. I knew that shit was gonna happen.
I didn't know he hated Final Fantasy. That's where I was.
No, it's not the fact that I hate Final. I don't hate it now because I am a little bit older and a little bit wiser.
Perfect.
But while growing up, JRPGs was my fucking epitome. I hated it. I hated it so much. I hated turn-based systems so fucking much. It took me forever to get through Pokemon because that was still like a turn-based system as well.
Me and Matt are the same person, and it's driving me insane.
Man, I hate this shit. Now I'm like that. Older, understandable. I get it. I now appreciate it. But
I think I love turn-based so much because like I'm ADHD, and sometimes I just need to just walk away because I get distracted. And turn-based was perfect for me.
Come back and click a button.
Yep.
Even Pokemon was a copy of Final Fantasy.
No, you're right. You're not wrong.
Not wrong.
Not wrong.
I can't fight that.
I mean,
they ain't got a fire soundtrack.
There was turn-based before, but it doesn't matter.
I'm gonna have to throw in my challenge card because I'm really confident in my choice. All right, okay. I don't have great ideas. I'm not very good at this, but I know I'm good at this one. It's Prince of Persia: Sands of Time. Okay, this had everything. It had a great story. It had great mechanics. I just can't believe that okay, good soundtrack, Persona 4, fine, okay, but...
Okay, wait, hold up. Don't give me that you think Prince of Persia is like one of the greatest fucking games.
I don't, no.
I'm about to say, as number 3, though, let's be real about this.
Yep.
It was a solid game, but it was hard as shit, and not a lot of people finish that fucking game.
The gameplay,
ridiculous. It was.
Man, it was so hard. It was hard control.
Rage quit inducing.
They really messed up on those controls. Like really
when
messed up.
You have to do the side run and then hop on some shit and then
I hated that game.
You would not have Assassin's Creed if it wasn't for Prince of Persia.
Exactly.
I
that was completely drug.
Assassin's Creed could run. And if you look at like the gameplay, the bullet time was the best version of bullet time that we ever got in compared to even Max Payne on the Xbox, even the Matrix games. It was beautifully done bullet time that went back in time. I don't know. It's no, Persona's great, but there's so many games like Persona.
What? Name one game besides Shin Megami Tensei, because that's only because Persona is a spinoff. No, it's a spinoff. No, it's a spinoff series. So, name one game that's anything like an experience of Persona, though.
I just want you guys to know, I don't like turn-based games.
That's fine.
I just don't. So I know my vote's going to go for Prince of Persia. because I'm also an Assassin's Creed head, and you have to give it up to the grandparents.
Yes.
So I'm
completely
just letting you
drawn.
know that this is going to be a tighter battle than it looks, because
I legit love your choice. I legit love your choice.
it's not a bad choice, though.
It's a great
Unfortunately, these motherfuckers ain't cultured, so I don't think we can convince
I mean,
them.
I just Prince of Persia.
I mean, you knew that, Matt.
Prince of
It's
Persia died,
Prince
and
of
it died
Persia,
hard.
It did though. Like it.
Like
I'm
you
sorry it didn't get a
compare
dancing game. I'm sorry Prince of Persia didn't get a dancing game like
And
Persona
it
did.
did. There's a reason why I did it, because it fucking sucked. That's why.
It's great.
It got a movie.
No,
Good
no,
Persona
okay.
movie.
The mechanics of
Dragon
this
Ball
game.
got a movie too, and we don't acknowledge that
Persona.
shit. So.
Persona has 4 animes that
That's
are
a level
very.
of success.
That is huge.
Does it
So-
have anime?
Yeah,
Yes, it has
Persona.
4.
Yeah, they went back.
Yeah.
into-
I didn't
yeah.
know that, and I'm like,
Once
yeah,
again,
of course.
Oh,
y'all
they're
are not
amazing.
cultured. That's why.
Persona
have-
is like such an underground, like hipster game almost.
No, not anymore. No,
No, not
that's what I'm
anymore.
saying. That's why I'm saying. Like, that's the thing. People are going back and playing Persona 4 on their PS2.
But we're not
it is
talking
perfection.
about games that people are going back to play. though.
Yes,
okay,
we are.
okay.
What?
Here's
Yes,
the
No,
argument.
we're talking about the
Absolutely.
best ones at the time. At the
No,
time.
it
we
is.
never
It is one
said
of the best
that.
ones
It's-
because
no,
of the
we
fact
never
that
said that.
keep in mind,
never said
as,
that.
as us Americans, we were limited to what our game choice is. But Persona series is literally dominating in Japan, where the PlayStation 2 was made, and it's up there in levels when it comes to like Final Fantasy as well too. Like it is known, people know this. There is not an underground thing. This is a low key cult following that people love. It's just unfortunately, as us Americans, we're basic ass niggas,
Well,
and we don't know that shit.
We got it. Like, the PS3 was already out when it came out. It came out literally at the end. It was one of the last games on PS2. Well, not really, because PS2 games came out until 2019 for some reason.
Yeah,
Those-
a long
those-
time.
those
Sorry,
FIFA
you said the
FIFA games?
PS3 came out in 19?
No,
Are you
No,
okay?
PS2
No.
games
No,
lasted
PS2
till
games.
2019.
Oh, I'm about to say.
remember
kept releasing
FIFA?
them.
FIFA came out every year until like a couple years
Mhm.
ago. But I
Yeah,
have
FIFA on
to
this
say,
list.
with experience, with a story, the experience of this game, the story, this whole new section of like, I mean,
I played Persona 4.
Prince of Persia is a good series. Sand of Time was fantastic. It was really hard to control. I hated the game personally, but my friends loved it. But Persona 4, it's like Heavy Rain for the PS3. Not like it's just this really weird experience, and like, I'm sorry.
I love your choice, and I know you're right, but let's be honest about this. Once again, we're cultured.
Yeah.
They're not. So
Persona
It's
4
I
really
never gave the
So-
impression I was cultured. So
Persona
Who
4
said I'm from the backwoods of North Carolina?
all
I don't
y'all
give a
basic
damn.
ass
If
niggas.
I had to be honest, this is me being very honest.
Be honest.
Between these two games, neither of them would have ever been in my.
You're not wrong. You're not
Neither of them
wrong.
would have
True.
probably been in my
Not
top
wrong.
5.
That's why I said just say Katamari, you would have won, guaranteed.
But if we're picking by like games I actually enjoyed and games that I thought were unique and different, like the only thing that Persona did different was add the dating sim element to the JRPG.
What? No. Oh my no. No.
I mean, that was one of the biggest things that they did different from other JRPGs, and I played a lot of JRPGs, a lot of them, complete opposite of Matt. But Final Fantasy, it was hard for me to go from Final Fantasy to Persona because
Persona had nothing
it
to
was
do
like-
with dating. It was about you creating.
No,
these...
so I say dating sim system because you had to build relationships.
Yeah. Okay.
So
Okay. Thank
they
you.
took
okay.
a system that was built for dating sims and then put it into the JRPG.
But
game.
it influenced the story. It influenced them more. You got a lot more.
Yeah, and-
I guess that.
and
it was
you're,
just-
it again just like a dating sim, but like
Yeah,
So now let's actually take this to a vote.
Okay.
Anna, what you choosing?
Sticking with
Obviously.
Prince of Persia.
Okay, Jeremy, you're choosing.
it's not because me and Jake Gyllenhaal have similar features. I gotta go Prince of Persia.
Lamar.
Prince of Persia.
Overturned. That is so sad.
Yeah.
For
I mean,
deserves
again,
to be on there.
Have
neither of
we
them
ever
would have been
actually
like-
overturned these?
I
Yeah,
didn't think that was
yeah.
gonna happen.
I knew that was gonna happen the moment someone was like throwing the card, and I'm like, well, fuck. Because that's the same shit that happened. The same shit that happened to Tyler. The same shit that happened to me during the Sailor Moon episode. That's why. That's literally the exact same thing.
That is such bullshit. Oh
Yeah.
man, I
just
cannot
need to put
wait.
it out there.
I cannot wait to not pick Anna's choice for number 1.
I just want to put it
You're
out there
not,
one more
no.
time. One more time. I love Rock Band. That's all I need to say.
Yeah.
Alrighty, number 2. Anna's the judge. Matthew, would you like to go first?
No, if that's okay.
That's
Because
fine.
I have to debate on this.
I'll go first.
Well,
I'll go first because I know
don't I
Anna's
choose
not going to
them?
pick it.
Oh yeah, you can choose. Yeah, actually, Anna choose. Who do you
choose
want?
that.
Women's
choose.
rights, Tyler.
Yeah,
Okay.
come on.
They
Women's
need
rights
this.
to choose. Okay.
Okay. All right, Tyler, go first.
Okay. Okay.
My man.
No, Miami Vice does not deserve to be on this list. San Andreas does. San Andreas is absolutely a masterpiece, amazing, like, just game. It had everything we honestly wanted from GTA. You know, when we got GTA 3, we were like, "Oh, this is cool," but it would be cool if this stuff happened, and we got that in GTA San Andreas. Honestly, it maxed the capabilities of PS2. I mean, godly, the amount of hours that we can play. Samuel Jackson. I mean, it's just
Flight. It's mid-game flight.
Yeah. San Andreas is just one of the greatest games of all time. Honestly, like, it's my favorite GTA game. Like, GTA 5 is cool and it's living on for some strange reason this long, but like, it'll never beat the story. I mean, you cared about those characters. You really did, and they were great. And yeah,
This was Boys in the Hood, right?
what?
Yeah.
I mean,
most of them were all based on movie until like
all they had to do was follow the damn train, CJ. That's all he had to do.
Oh god,
follow the
Big
damn
Smoke,
train.
Fuck,
Like,
Big Smoke. I hate that motherfucker.
Was follow the
God, I hated Big
train,
Smoke.
CJ. That's it.
I hated Big Smoke for the same reason I hate that fat kid in Hook, because that's all I was called for years when it came out.
No.
What's up, Big Smoke? You see any good trains? Like, fuck Big Smoke.
Jeremy.
Who's that? There you go.
Jeremy.
So, Anna, you admitted earlier that you had a particular taste in men when you told us about Tony Hawk. I'm gonna play that up a little bit.
Oh, I swear to God,
with one of the most iconic characters in video games.
Swear to God.
And it's easy for me to say the whole series because the entire first 3 games came out on the PS2.
I hate you.
So,
Fuck.
I hate you so fucking much.
I have to give it to my boy Dante from Devil May Cry.
That was not who I thought you said.
And particularly, if I had to pick one, I want to say the whole series, because the whole series came out on PS2. The whole series came out on PS2, and it was amazing. Amazing soundtrack, amazing gameplay, changed the genre completely, and gave us one of the most iconic video game characters in probably a decade. And that was Dante. But let's talk about Devil May Cry 3, where he didn't wear a shirt. And he, with his beautiful abs, was funny, he was witty, the story was amazing. We got answers about Virgil, we got answers about their father, we got like real good gameplay. Every weapon was unique, different combat, beautifully designed.
Hate you
just
so
the
fucking much
cinematics are still iconic. You could make AMVs out of that cinematic today. And see, the reason Matt hates me is because he knows that I'm right.
Hate you,
so I've got to go Devil May Cry, specifically 3.
I've never played that series ever.
Well, Tyler,
you need to play that series.
Do you like Gun Kata? Because it's Gun Kata the game.
It's all Gun Kata.
Yeah.
Lemar, go.
Yep.
Holy shit! Wait, that already went.
No, I haven't gone yet. Not for number 1.
Yeah.
I'm going to take the L for this, but it's going to be worth it. This is
number 2.
This is 2.
Yeah.
I might still take the L for this, but I'm still going to say it simply because it was a unique gameplay, one that I haven't seen done recently in other ways, where it's pretty much one battle about, I think, somewhere between 10 and maybe 13 times, I forget. The story sneaks up on you, and what you're doing you don't see the consequences of your actions until the very end. But the gameplay itself was not about destroying as much as it was enduring. Shadow of the Colossus
Yeah. Good
was
game.
a very, very good and unique game.
Mm-hmm.
It had a story that came out of fucking nowhere. Where you didn't know that you was fucking shit up until it was way too late. They gave you a Mario story. You're trying to save the princess who's fucking dead or some shit. And you got played. And then it's just, I forget how many, but I think it's 10 to 13 different puzzles where you have to figure out your endurance. And then the travel between your starting point to getting there. Which reminds me of like how Assassin's Creed 1 was. And seeing the vast landscape, which was fucking blowing my mind at the time of how much draw distance and how much scenery was there. I think I should put some respect on his name. It's one of the artistic ones. It'd be kind of like saying Journey if we was doing PS3. It'd be the similar ilk. It's not the greatest. It's an artistic piece, and I believe Shadow of the Colossus belongs here. I don't even know if they should remake it, but I don't know if they can give it a sequel because of how it really was. But
there was a sequel.
There was a sequel.
Yeah, The Last Guardian.
I didn't.
Yeah.
Oh.
So it was terrible. It was horrible. Ico, the first one, and then Last Guardian are both trash.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
so
I don't.
Lemar,
that's
what
why
you just made me realize is the game, and this is an indie game, so I don't know who all knows this, but Braid is basically the same exact story as Shadow of the Colossus. I just realized that, like, when you were going through it, I was like, "Fuck, this is he talking about Braid?" Like,
Shadow of the Colossus story was not the main part of that game was the gameplay, where you figuring out how to climb and defeat these monsters in unique, interesting ways. The story was just interesting. It's like, oh shit, I fucked up. That's just kind of cool. But yeah, I understand if I don't make it. I understand if I'm number 4, but I had to say it.
Oh, it's a great pick, honestly.
That's a great choice.
I was trying to get that on my list, but yeah. Okay.
Yeah, fucking coming up with fucking Def Jam for number fucking 4.
I hate fucking Jeremy so goddamn much. Nah, because this is a bromance because we're dead ass in sync. Because Devil May Cry 3 was my second, but I also have other options because once again I don't know how, Jeremy. I don't know how we're in sync. I have no clue.
But look, I told you it's been like this for a while. Anytime we hang out, it's the same.
Like it's so weird. Like I'm okay with replacing Lemar as your best friend if you want me to. Because fuck him, okay? Because we're in sync. So because he chose my option, and I don't want to just piggyback off this, I'm going to try and throw another element in and hope for the best. So Anna, he mentioned about no shirts, right?
Mm-hmm.
This individual also had no shirt.
CJ also didn't if you chose to, or you could dress him up.
But he also fucked up a lot of people with his weapon, and he is a very powerful individual. How powerful are we talking? Oh yes, oh god, that's damn right.
There's no fucking way.
We're talking God of War. Oh yeah, we're talking motherfucking Kratos fucking up people.
You had to say it.
Yes, I did. You have to give respect to motherfucking Kratos. Now,
Daddy Kratos.
Once again, Devil May Cry 3 is a good choice, but I'm also going with God of War because it's such a. I'm be honest, I personally love 2. I love 2.
I would agree with that one.
You know, I love it with like so goddamn good. Like that's when they fine tuned it and made it very playable and very good. And then the storyline with that went really well as well too.
I think you should go with 2.
I'm going with 2.
Oh, good.
In this case. Now, I'm saying God of War overall, in my opinion, is the choice. But in this case, God of War 2 is my choice. And it is so fucking good. And shout outs to Santa Monica Studios because they banked their money purely on God of War and is doing damn good right now making those games, especially because Ragnarok looks amazing.
Just one of those
series. So it's so funny that you picked that for your number 2 because when I was going through and I picked Devil May Cry, there was almost a 3-way tie for games that were in that style of genre,
Mhm.
and it was Devil May Cry, it was God of War, and then Onimusha.
I fucking hate you.
Onimusha.
Onimusha was on my list too.
That's a great pick. That's
Guys.
a
It
wonderful
was a
pick.
3-way tie, and I chose Devil May Cry because the gameplay was more fun and the music was just better.
Yeah. Like, no, I get that. No, I get that too.
It was,
but like
it was
God of War,
hard. That was a hard 3-way tie for that style.
like
not to help Matt at all, but like
do it.
God of War. When you talk about these games, it's hard not to talk about the franchise. The very fact that they rebooted as successful as they did, because there's a lot of game series that did fucking not do that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
God of War has been enjoyable start to finish. Hiccups, yes. Hiccups, yes. But hiccups, yes.
Have their hiccups, yeah.
Hiccups, yes.
After 2, it kind of.
I'm not mad that I played
like 3.
I'm not mad that I played 3. Was it as good? No. But am I mad about it? No. It's not like I personally liked The Last of Us 2, but people were viscerally upset with The Last of Us 2. So, anyway.
I just want to say as well, too, like, God of War got me interested in Greek mythology. And I started learning a little bit more about Greek mythology as well, too. And I started reading about it because my knowledge of Greek mythology was purely from the Hercules cartoon and the movie, and that's it. I actually dug in deeper.
Fucking tell me. Hercules and Xena.
And they're so wrong.
I ain't gonna bullshit. That was my knowledge. But God of War made me intrigued enough to start reading more about shit. So, like, that has an influence to me.
All right,
the other reason I went with Dante was he's more of a skater boy.
I mean,
and I was gonna go with that too. No, that's what I was gonna do. I was gonna do Devil May Cry 3 because of that. Like, purely because of that as well too.
You guys know me so well.
Oh,
yeah, that's why we're trying to pander to you.
Panders. I'm fanning Anna off.
I know. I'm like, oh my god, Daddy Kratos. Whoa.
We got two hot bad boys for.
I
and
know.
one clear winner of like seriously.
Oh my god. Okay. All right. San Andreas, good pick. Honestly, like it. I'm sorry, Tyler.
That is such bullshit. Like, seriously.
If they wouldn't have brought
how are any of these 3 other games better than San Andreas? Like,
I'm not saying they are, but the argument. Okay, hold on. I'm not done yet.
I'm gonna be so fair when I'm judged, and I always tend to be, and this is bullshit.
Right.
I gave you Persona 5 Tyler, Persona 4 Tyler. I did. I gave it to you. They fucked it up.
Yeah.
So clarify that.
Well,
going into
I don't even care about winning. I just want the right game to really win the spot.
All right. Okay.
I know.
Shadow. That's a really good pick too.
Thank you. It's fine.
Yeah. No,
you're not the liar. It's okay.
No.
It's a good story.
That was on my honorable mentions. Okay, so now up to hot guy number 1 and hot guy number 2. Jesus, you guys, come on. You guys got me there. I'm sorry. No, okay. Devil May Cry 3. That was a good game. Dante hit all the boxes. All right. I was very entertained.
I'm straight, and he hit all the boxes for me too.
I was saying, okay. It's damn, it's a hard one. God of War 2, that was like legit the game, okay? Greek mythology is my thing, all right? I'm glad. I love that this was like a gateway drug for people too, to learn more about the mythology of it, because we got very little when we were, learning about this, and then it kind of just opened up so much, which I think really helped the retellings we get nowadays, because they're so much better. And as these games change like the way I looked at history, Greek mythology, all that stuff. Assassin's Creed changed the way I looked at that time period, the Templars and all that. And we had Daddy Kratos. So it's gonna have to be God of War 2. And it was a hard one because Dante, Jeremy, I only said one thing and you got me.
Lemar, for the love of God, please throw in a card for San
Andreas. I'm even mad because, like, to me, it was a tie between Devil May Cry and God of War.
Thank you.
Alrighty, that's number 2. God of War. Nobody's throwing in a card.
No, I'm happy with it. I think again it was a tie.
Once again,
That's a real tie. Yeah,
Alrighty,
it was a
number
tie.
1. I am the judge, and I can guarantee Anna's not gonna win. So
Oh, no, I know. No. Really, honestly, this is just like a fan service from me. So.
Damn right.
Well, you get to go first because you were the judge.
First, okay. Here we go. Number 1. It might not be number 1 in everyone's heart. It might not be number 1 in Tyler's heart. It might not be 100 in Tyler's heart.
No, I hate this game already.
I know you do. But okay, this was the game for me, made me, I think, who I am today. And that game had a great soundtrack. Okay. It was entertaining. There was no story that I remember, but that's what made this the best game ever, because I could just turn on my PS2, start this game, and just jump into it and customize things and all that fun stuff. So, okay, here we go. Need for Speed.
Not a bad
Underground 2.
Oh, no.
Oh, Underground. Underground, let's go.
Yes, okay. This game.
Anna. Ooh, Anna.
All right.
My dream is to, get my car into one of those cool car clubs and just drive around and customize my Camry. But,
the underglow.
Yes, and I'm gonna install that in my car, so you guys just wait. But the soundtrack,
right now.
I was listening to that music when I was driving yesterday, and I'm like, God, this holds up so well. And that game, like, I want this to be remastered, remade, whatever. Like, I need it in my life, I need it in my blood right now, because this game just is the shit. Number 1 in my heart, in my driving heart, in my car, all about it. Here we go. I'm out. Bye.
Alrighty. Okay.
Such a good fucking choice.
Yeah.
Who wants
Good
to go? Okay.
soundtrack,
Does anybody
good,
want to go last? Does anybody want to go last?
I would like to go last.
Okay.
Okay.
Alrighty. I'll have Lemar go next.
Oh, that's
All right.
such a good choice.
That was a good choice.
Man,
I
I'm so proud of you, Anna.
I hate racing
So
games.
proud.
This is gonna sound like pandering, but it wasn't my number 1. And again, this list has been about what influenced me the most. If you want to go by, well, actually, this did very well. But if you want to go by history and stuff like blah blah blah, probably it's not going to win because you two crazy fucks are going to come up with something that I didn't even think of.
I don't know.
For me, it was the first time that I played a fully black antagonist, even though it was very stereotypical. It was the first time I recognized a voice in the game from Hollywood. It was the first time I saw a world that big, that had different biomes and shit in it. And I loved it and still try to play it to this day. Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. I liked it. I made CJ buff early. I just played those mini games because once he's strong, he's almost unkillable. Like, once you buff him up, he's almost unkillable.
There were a couple missions that were really rough, though. Still.
Oh, yeah, there's a few missions that was rough. There's a few missions that, like, bugs. And back then, you couldn't fix bugs. They're just a thing. But you got through it. That last final mission was hard, and they've never made a final mission that hard again. Probably good for good reason, but it was embedded in my head. I remember it so well. And, like, I remember my dad even came by and was like, "Is that Samuel L. Jackson?" I'm like, "Yeah." Like, all right, video games are getting pretty good. Also, I remember him saying, "These are getting way too realistic." And then looking back on it, it's like,
oh my God.
we must have been on drugs.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty,
don't
Matthew.
know.
All right, Matthew.
I mean, I felt
So-
confident until you said that, actually. So
I know I'm not gonna win this one because this is because he chose San Andreas. And I'm like, I love San Andreas too, but I'm like, let's add some chaos as always. So this number 1 is actually legit one of my favorite. I really want to pander to Tyler and win one. I really do, but I legit do believe this is a very good game. This game is so fucking good. It it gives you the feel of an open world game with the kind of platformer feel as well too, like the old school games as well.
Wait.
It's one of the first, like not one of the first, but I'm not sure if it was launched or anything. I have to double check. But there's not a lot of games where you're one character and then you have to switch and play as another character as well too, right? And this little fucker, because he always had, it was always competition with like, you know, Jack and Daxter, but I'm talking about the other one. Ratchet and Clank is one of my favorite absolute games.
Yeah.
It honestly is so fucking, in particular, Ratchet and Clank Up Your Arsenal was one of my favorite fucking games. But it's so good because of the fact that those were when you had those types of games, that was when upgrading items was a key factor. The more you played, the more things you collected, and the more money you got to upgrade those items. And Ratchet and Clank had a solid storyline. It was good. It was fun. It was interactive. It is an icon of PlayStation 2 games. If San Andreas is considered an icon, Ratchet and Clank is also considered an icon as well too when it comes to PlayStation 2
I'd agree
games.
with it. And I love the movie too. I love that movie.
The movie was good. Even the new one that they made as well too.
Yep.
For the PlayStation 4.
It's clean.
Was it PS4?
I thought it was
PS5. Yeah, PS5. My bad. For the PS5 was just as good as well too because it gave you a nostalgic feel, but it was fucking modern and you got a different perspective as well too. So I really want to cater to Tyler, but Ratchet and Clank is legit one of my top favorite games for the PlayStation 2. And to be honest, I didn't have a lot of money back then while growing up. That was the only game I bought. That was the first game I bought. It was the only game I bought until I got older and somehow got money in a job. But that has a significant spot in my heart. So
I can't believe I'm not actually going to win one. I knew
you don't know. You don't know
actually.
Yeah,
so
I know. I'm like, I think
one.
you're a pretty strong contender right now.
All right.
Yeah, I think Ratchet and Clank was definitely in my top 10. So big kudos there. Obviously, San Andreas was one of Tyler's picks, so this is going to be hard to go up against. Also, I want to say that Ratchet and Clank, great. Need for Speed Underground, all of these are games that deserve to be in the top 10. But when you talk about the era that was PlayStation 2, and when you think about what you played on the PlayStation 2, when you think about probably one of the most iconic games, people have tattoos, I have Funko Pops, I have a shirt. I'm sure Tyler has my collection by hundreds when it comes to this game.
No idea.
But all I gotta say is when you walk away, you don't hear me say, please.
God damn it.
Wait, I know.
Tyler, don't go.
Wait,
this was actually legitimate without changing my list. This was my number one. I didn't change my list the entire time.
1 or 2?
I'm gonna go with Kingdom Hearts, probably 2 if I had to pick between the two, because I put series because I didn't know we were having to put them specific. But Kingdom Hearts and 2 made me want to play 1. When 2 was announced, I wanted to play 1. And I'm going to say something that's probably going to be controversial to you, Tyler. I had zero interest in Kingdom Hearts and I loved Final Fantasy. When it came out, I was like, I don't care about Disney. I'm edgy. I don't give a shit about Disney. I don't care about this kid and his key. What is he going to do? Open a door or whoop ass? This is stupid. And then when Kingdom Hearts 2 was announced and it was coming out, I was like, all right, I've got to give the first one a try.
Yeah.
And it made me want to play it, and then it made me want to play all of them. And to this day, they had, and I'm wearing my Final Fantasy VIII necklace. When Leon Squall from Final Fantasy VIII showed up, when Hercules showed up, when Orange showed up, when all of my favorite characters showed up, it was complete nostalgia overhaul. And yeah, if you're talking about the era of PlayStation 2, there is not a more iconic series that came out for PlayStation exclusive than Kingdom Hearts.
Okay. All right. First
hard
off,
choice, Tyler.
absolutely no Underground. I'm not gonna. No, racing game is not gonna be the best PS2 game. I'm sorry. Like,
Okay.
but like that's not even because it's your pick. It's just a racing game should not be the best PS2 game, and like
Okay.
in my honest opinion, Ratchet and Clank was such a good one, Matt. Like seriously, I'm so happy you said it because I love that series. But again, number 1, probably not. I would have put that probably at number 4. Honestly, I wish you said that instead of Vice City. In all honesty. But now it's down to GTA San Andreas and Kingdom Hearts 2. If you had said Kingdom Hearts 1, I would have started with you first and said no. It is a very broken game. It is a very, very short game. So, Kingdom Hearts 2, longer game by 6 hours. Skippable cutscenes. That was amazing. Sanctuary is my favorite Kingdom Hearts intro song. These are 2 games that are so big. And I love Kingdom Hearts 2, and that should have been on this list, or Kingdom Hearts 1 should have been on this list. One of them should have been on this list. But GTA San Andreas deserves it. I'm sorry. Like GTA San Andreas gave us like this whole quality to where when they gave us when they gave us GTA 4, when we got GTA 4, we were pissed. We were like, what the fuck was this? And I know a lot of people online, and I know a lot of people personally, and myself, when GTA 4 came out, I went back and replayed GTA San Andreas because GTA 4 sucked so hard. It was a staple for GTA. I know you guys might throw in the card, but I really do think that GTA San Andreas is one of the top. I think it's the second top selling PS2 game, right? Like it's a mature. I don't know. Kingdom Hearts 2.
What is the top selling PlayStation 2 game?
Time to Google it.
I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, let's see. She has to.
San Andreas is 1. Gran Turismo 3.
Gran Turismo. That's crazy.
Followed by Gran Turismo 4.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
That
Turismo, then
game.
Gran Turismo 4, then Vice City.
A racing game.
Wow. So
Ah.
an M-rated game was still the best-selling game. It is, and like I said, it was a staple. I mean, it is what set the bar for GTA. When they gave us 4, we said no. And so what did they do with GTA 5? They gave us 3 different characters. One of them that was probably like one of my favorite runs. I mean, I didn't like Trevor. I didn't like Trevor like everybody else did. But like, I don't know. I love CJ. I love San Andreas. I think it was a huge map. I think it's the biggest map as well for PlayStation. It set all the bars for everything. It pushed all the graphics to the limit. It pushed the whole system to the limit. It had Samuel L. Jackson in it. You can't take that away from it. But it was just a good, fantastic game, and it gave us everything we ever wanted for a PS2 game, like for a big soapbox game like that.
I knew you were gonna pick San Andreas, but part of me still wants to throw in my card.
No, honestly, no, seriously.
Kingdom Hearts is like.
I understand.
Even Lemar was like, "Really? You picked that over Kingdom Hearts?"
I know. I'm shocked.
For my shock comes nothing between because I just don't like the gameplay of those type of games. I just don't. I was just shocked that Tyler picked Grand Theft Auto over Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah, yo, fuck it. I'll throw in my card. I'll do it for Kingdom Hearts.
I hate
Really?
you, man.
Why? Because I like chaos. And also, I don't want Lemar to win one. So why not? Chaos.
Oh, come on.
Let's see what happens. Nah, fuck him. Every time we're like, let's
Are
give
you
Lemar
really throwing
one.
in your card for Kingdom?
Yeah, dead ass. I'll throw my card for Kingdom Hearts.
Are you throwing in your card for pettiness? Because I've won 0.
Yeah,
exactly. I want to keep this. Yeah, I'll throw my card for pettiness.
0.
Anna, have you ever played Kingdom Hearts?
No.
But
See,
you
that's
know
the
of Kingdom
thing.
Hearts, though, right?
I do.
For someone that doesn't even play Kingdom Hearts but knows about Kingdom Hearts, that says a lot. That's influence.
Do you know
Okay,
anything about
Anna?
San Andreas? Do you know anything about San Andreas?
Yeah.
See,
Did
You
you
know a
play
lot.
I
San
know
Andreas?
both. I know. Huh?
Okay, you know both.
Did you play San Andreas?
no, I was proving.
Hey,
I was
Thank you, Matt, for throwing in your card for me.
bullshit.
One to me is like equivalently iconic. People have tattoos. People have shirts. I would challenge Tyler to pull off of that big wall behind him one piece of San Andreas memorabilia.
Again,
Versus
it has nothing
one
to do with
piece
the
of
number.
Kingdom Hearts
Okay,
memorabilia.
I will.
That's a different argument
Also,
right
yeah,
there.
I was gonna say marketing and merchandising and whoring itself out like Disney is capable of doing, and Rockstar just making
No.
I don't know good games is a completely different argument.
Yeah.
I've also
Disney
never
has a
seen a
different
San
strategy.
Andreas cosplay.
I mean,
Like,
I have.
there's-
I have.
So
I have.
There's influence on a whole generation of people.
there's not a lot of things black
Jeremy,
people can cosplay.
Jeremy,
That's what I'm saying.
I'll go pick you up. We'll go downtown, and you'll find a whole bunch of San Andreas cosplayers chilling. There are not a lot of black lead characters in video games. CJ was one of them. Big Smoke was iconic.
I love
Easy E,
Big-
motherfucking looking
Big
motherfucker.
Smoke was a
Easy.
nigga. Big Smoke. That game was like nigga, the video game. That's what that game was. Motherfucker, Big Smoke had a hat that literally just said that San Andreas, which was a mimic of Compton. No, that game was made for like, you know what? How in the hell this Japanese company going to make some money off the blacks? Oh yeah, San Andreas.
is
This is a
Rockstar
game for
Japanese?
niggas.
You know that's what fucked me up because
No, Rockstar was an American.
No,
Yeah.
Rockstar's America. I'm talking about on
American
the PlayStation itself.
Yeah,
That's what
yeah.
I'm saying. Like, 'cause,
what fucked me up is when you went into the woods because it was nigga the game, and then all of a sudden, where the fuck am I? Why am I in the middle of the mountains? Why is this dirt bike going up a whole mountain? Why is this Negro way out of base?
like to be real, like I love San Andreas as well too. But San Andreas is like the nigga version of Skyrim. It's like on every system. Everyone knows the game. People just play the shit out
What
of it.
are you-
And it's already done. Okay, it's the point that it's just there.
Wait, guys! I have something very important to point out.
There's no niggas.
Let me
in Kingdom Hearts.
do something. Let me do something. Let me do something real quick. Jeremy, what's your pick?
I mean, I'm obviously going with Kingdom Hearts because
Okay.
it's a PlayStation
Matt,
game.
what's your pick?
As much as I really want to choose nigga the video game, I'm going with Kingdom
Come
Hearts.
on.
All right, I got San Andreas. Tyler, what's your pick?
San Andreas, 1,000%.
I knew that. Anna, you've heard us scream about both of these games for over 5 minutes.
Tyler's
Seriously.
never going to let me back on the show.
You are the only one who can make this decision. You are the true judge.
Yes.
I am not going to influence your decision, but you have Kingdom Hearts 2 to be exact, and Grand Theft Auto San Andreas to be exact, as the best PlayStation 2 game, with the caveat of thinking at the time of release.
I'm going by the time of release. We're going by the era of
Era
PlayStation.
of
I think
PlayStation
it's
is
everything.
what I should
Like,
Because time of release, those are different.
Yeah, it's everything. It
Well,
means
here's the thing. Hearing you guys argue about these two games, it's like, which one would I want to play based on your arguments? And I honestly really want to play San Andreas now versus
Go!
Kingdom Hearts 2. I'm so sorry. I'm not
No.
interested in Kingdom Hearts.
I'll have 2 number 9s, a number 9 large, a number 6 with extra dip, a number 7, 2 number 45s, 1 with cheese, and a large soda.
I really want to go play San Andreas. Like, that's like the
it's-
argument.
it's so
Just-
good.
It's because
I'm
I said
like-
it's nigga the video game. That's why.
Oh
well,
my God,
no. It just I just don't like Kingdom Hearts. I'm sorry.
Thank
like
you.
I don't get into it. I don't get it. I mean, yeah, Disney. Yay, Disney overlord here. But I just don't get it. I don't.
Alrighty. Oh, alrighty. Not overturned.
I'm a
This-
bro. I'm a
that is-
bro.
That is
We
our
had to fight for it though.
Yeah, no, I respect. This is the first time we've had more than one card thrown, and holy crap. At number 5, we have Ssx Tricky. Number 4, Def Jam, Fight for New York. Number 3, Prince of Persia, Sands of Time. Number 2, God of War 2. And number 1, GTA San Andreas. I still think Kingdom Hearts should have been number 4, but that's just fine. And that is our list. This has been an adventure. This has definitely been a turn-based adventure for sure. Alrighty, where can they find you guys first? Let's start with our guest extraordinaire with JeromyTV. Give us all the plugs.
So I'm JeromyTV, JeromyTV. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Twitch, where I play games. And I will have more discussions like this with you if you want to come and debate me over video games. Anytime, very happy. And thank you guys for having me.
Of course. Alrighty, Anna. You won. You had 4. So
could have had 5.
I had 0.
Well, that's the usual.
Carry on.
You can find me on social media at Anna Voltage, ANAVOLTAGE. You can find me at my other shows, Pop Prism Power and the Stuff and Junk Show. Don't forget to subscribe. There you go.
Lemar Harris.
Top of the to you, lots of lasses. My name is LemartheConGuy, LEMAR, the Con Guy, Instagram, Twitch, and Twitter, all the same handle. You will find me. I'm doing too much shit, honestly. Like I'm in a band called Radio Go. Look us up. I'll be at probably any convention between here and there. By the time you're seeing this, I would have been at AX. I would have been at San Diego Comic-Con. I'm going to Queen City Anime, which is in Charlotte, North Carolina. My first time going there. And then I think I'm going to Emerald City Comic-Con. And then there's something I'm missing. And I forgot what it is. But yeah. Come see me do something. Oh yeah, and I was slightly TikTok famous for like 3 days, which was cool.
All right. Matthew Johnson. Oh,
bottom of the evening, niggas. I'm just gonna do that from now on. By the time y'all see this, slim chance I'll already be dead because AX passed and I'm dying. And I have like 5 other conventions during that time selling as well too. So hopes and dreams, my nigga. Hopes and dreams. I have no idea what's going on. You can find me on the corner in downtown LA selling. What am I selling? You don't know.
Hot dog wraps.
Come find me. Okay? Maybe I'm selling clothing. Maybe I'm selling clothing from nerdybit.co. I don't know. Maybe I'm selling drugs. Definitely not that, because I can't afford that. But come find me. Hopefully I won't be dead, but come find me.
Awesome. And thank you again for watching. If you could go ahead and subscribe and like this video, that would be really, really, really helpful. This is the end of Season 2. Season 3 is going to be awesome. We're essentially going to be having an episode a week, and we have some really big plans for you. And we're going to be at a bunch of conventions. Most of the Stream Ranking Challenge will be at Anime Pasadena in November. More details about that later. But again, check out below for all the links for everybody that's here. Have a great week. Keep ranking, and we'll see you in the next episode.
All right, remember, also, any complaints, any problems, email us at jkrowland@gmail.com.
Gathering.